What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got a prep guide for the Jade Shadows update releasing on June 18th on all platforms. We'll be going over some big changes that you might want to be prepared for, and basically how you can experience the entire update in its full potential on day one. So some of these things will be more for late game players, but if you are a newer or returning player, this will also apply to you as well. So let's get right into the guide for this. But before we do, make sure you sub to this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Appreciate all the support on the recent videos, guys. And yeah, we'll be covering the Jade Shadows update in depth when it releases later this month. Alright, so let's start off with the prerequisites for what you need to play the new Jade Shadows quest. There is a new Jade Shadows quest that will contain important lore, apparently. So, the prerequisites for doing the Jade Shadows quest are going to be the new War quest. You do not need to beat Whispers in the Wall to play the Jade Shadows quest. But when we go over some later changes in this video, you might want to have that Whispers in the Wall quest completed as well. So yeah, only the new war is needed, so it's really not going to be as late game. And yeah, just to put some, expectations out there, this is going to be like a 30-minute quest. It might be an hour-long quest if you take your time on it. So don't expect the quest to be as long as the new war. But yeah, not every quest needs to be like, multiple hours long in the first place. So that's your number one prep tip is going to be making sure you have this unlocked in the first place. So complete the new war quest. Moving on to the second tip here. This one's going to be involving the new Belly of the Beast clan event coming out on the same day of this update. So the Belly of the Beast clan event will be similar to events like Gargoyle's Cry and Scarlet Spear, where you can get Eidolon arcanes like Arcan Energize, Avenger, etc., etc. But some of the big changes for this event are going to be the fact that you must be in a clan to get Arcan Energize and get basically the legendary arcanes. For the non-legendary arcanes, like we're talking Avenger, Strike, etc., you do not need to be in a clan. But yes, to get the best of the best arcanes from this event, you must be in a clan. So that could either be you joining a already existing clan, like one that has like a couple hundred members or whatever, or make your own clan. You can literally just be a solo clan and have access to this loot from the Belly of the Beast event. They just want to make sure that you are in a clan to get these things. And also, yes, the new Ephemera will not require you to be in a clan, but the new Scythe Skin and some of the legendary arcanes actually all the legendary arcanes involve you having to be in a clan for this event. And that will be coming out the same day. I have a pre-release overview guide basically for the event. You'll be playing the new game mode, which is called Ascension, and we'll see if it's fun. It doesn't look super entertaining, but we'll see. We only have limited information right now. Alright, so that's enough of the easy stuff, beating the new war quest and joining a clan. Let's get into some more late game player theory crafting overview. So, one of the big changes coming to this update is going to be actually an enemy armor and health rework. What that will entail, the enemy armor will be capped. Enemies' armor will not go above 2,700. So even in a mission like in the background footage, these enemies are level 10,000 basically, they will have the same armor. That will probably not go up. So you're going to be looking at enemies that are going to have less overall armor even when it's at level 10,000. And what you want to do, what I'm going to recommend that you can do, is that you can go and take your green normal shards. These green normal shards that we use 2 of them currently, the current meta of the game, to fully remove enemies' armor. They will have 14 corrosive procs, and with 14 corrosive procs, they have no armor left. That's just how the math of it works. With this new update, since they're going to have less overall armor, I'm going to recommend you start changing those green normal shards, which would take up 2 shard slots, to start doing 1 green Tau shard. This 1 green Tau shard lets you have 1 extra shard slot on your build, and it will give you 13 procs. Since these enemies have capped out armor, that's going to make it where they're really, really easy to kill. And you're not going to have to use 2 shard slots for those. Now, of course, you can still use 2 shard slots, but there is no way in the game to use 1 shard slot for full armor removal. No corrosive protection does not work like that. So, if you are doing this, you can do a corrosive build. You can even do a corrosive heat build, but I'm recommending to most people to actually be a corrosive cold build. So you can do, because also cold procs are being buffed as well. Cold procs will now freeze enemies solid after you get enough of them on there. So yeah, if you want to watch some of my previous videos where I go over some of this stuff, there'll be another tip later that will actually involve that. But yeah, corrosive cold Torrid will be AoE freezing things, and with those corrosive procs, the enemy's armor will be basically entirely removed. Well, actually, it won't be entirely, it will be almost entirely removed. Now, you can do a corrosive heat build instead, which would mean you're getting even more armor removal, but I do want to try out those cold changes with these updates. So yeah, if you have a green Tau Shard and a corrosive heat build, the enemy will have basically no armor after that. But remember too that cold is being buffed to get even more critical damage. So I think the math might work out that, you know, either corrosive heat or corrosive cold will both be really, really good in this update. And yeah, go fuse some shards together, getting a Tau Shard, because the enemy's capped armor will make it a little bit more important. All right, enough of that one. Let's move on to another prep thing. That's going to be involving getting a magnetic Tenant Glaxion. Another part of these status changes is going to be involving magnetic procs being buffed. Magnetic will now be actually good against Grenier to an extent. So magnetic damage is going to be increased damage against Overguard. So that will be great on a weapon like the Glaxion. So we were just talking about corrosive builds or corrosive procs being good against these lower armor enemies. Well, now with the magnetic Glaxion, we've got magnetic, corrosive, and cold. We haven't even gotten the new augment yet. So how this is going to work, if you have your green Tau Shard, it'll be removing 13 procs, removing almost all their armor. Magnetic procs will shred through their Overguard, and cold procs can either freeze them solid or give you increased critical damage. Probably both, actually. So something like this can be really deadly. Now, also, blast procs are being changed too, but we'll have to test out how those actually work when they come out. I'm going to have a blast proc video probably on like Thursday that will be going over some theory crafting I've had going for a while about these blast proc changes. But yeah, a magnetic Tenant Glaxion will be a great way to prepare for this, as this weapon is chaining and is also it can compete with the Torrent, honestly. This thing can kill level 10,000 enemies really, really fast. I would recommend it, but yeah, if you have like a Toxin one or like a Radiation one or whatever, you might want to get a magnetic one, as there are no magnetic mods in this game. Alright, so that's enough for that one. Let's move on to another one. Now, this one is definitely going to be really try-hard, okay? If you want to play that new event, and from what we've calculated, it will take 126 runs to get 2 R5 Energizes, I would recommend that if you want to play the new event on June 18th, get your Invigoration Override progress saved. And what that means is you have to do 10 Invigorations, and you'll have this Override button available. If I wanted to, I could make one of these Overrides for my Garuda, or for whatever frame I decide to choose on. Why this? Because you want to get every little bonus you can get on the Belly of the Beast event. There will be things where, like, you know, like ability duration. Depending what frame you play, I have a pre-release guide, like I said. I'll be probably playing Wukong, so look for stats that would be good, like on a Wukong, for example. If you're planning on playing like Titania or like whatever, Zephyr even, look for things that will be good with Titania or Zephyr or whoever. You know, ability efficiency. That could be great for using your abilities more freely. Ability duration makes your Cloudwalker last longer. Secondary damage. Maybe you're using your secondary as your main DPS source. This will be great. So this is not necessary, but if you don't have access to this stuff, you have to get rank 5 with the Deimos Necrolisk Syndicate, and you can get this stuff available, the Invigoration segment. You can also buy it in the market for Plat as well. But yes, this is going to be the pretty much the maximum level of tryhard you can get, besides, you know, like Archon Shards. So you could go Archon Shards, you could go Invigoration Override, and of course, you know, bring in good frames and strategies as well. That's going to be great for the Belly of the Beast event, which comes out the same day as this event. Now, yeah, if you don't have this stuff, it's not needed. And also, if you just get lucky, you don't have to override anything, because you just put it on the frame that you want. Now, we don't know how long the Belly of the Beast event is lasting for, and those Invigorations only last for 1 week. So just a heads up on that one, that maybe wait a day or two after the update comes out to decide which frame to override, because the meta of the event might change, although I feel like it's not going to compared to what we already made. Alright, so we've gone over a bunch of those things. Now, as far as the additional information on the Jade Shadows update, I'm going to pull up the hype site real quick. Now, there are some things. There is going to be a Jade bundle. So if you want to get the Jade bundle, which is going to contain a new Signa, let's see, where is it? Right here. There's a supporter pack with a Jade Signa. Now, this will likely be available in-game for Platinum. There's a chance it's only going to be for cash, but yeah, you're going to have a more Matartiki Signa, and also her weapons and all that. I would say maybe set, like, you know, 1,000 Plat aside. I don't know how much this bundle is going to cost, but she's got 3 weapons. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to be, like, people are going to be super interested in the Ascension game mode. It's just an elevator mission, basically. So if you are someone that you're not planning on grinding out the event, I'd say set aside some Plat, because Jade, this frame looks really strong, and her weapons look pretty good, too. So you might want to set some Platinum aside to get this instantly. I'm 99% sure that Jade will come from the Ascension game mode. That's literally what they said on their stream. But, we don't know how those drop rates will be. So you might want to potentially get some Plat just to skip that grind if you're planning to, play the Elden Ring DLC a day or two after this comes out. Alright, so as far as the last couple of things here, it's just be a couple little meta things. Now, I have videos, this is my channel, but we do have a full auto setting coming to the game. What that means is that weapons that are semi-auto, so like, for example, the Fen Moor, or like, whatever, maybe even the Miter, will become full auto setting. Latron Prime is a great example. The Latron Prime will become full auto with a new setting in the Jade Shadows update. So get some weapons that are semi-auto that just feel like they'd be so much stronger as full auto. So like get a Latron Prime if you want to. The Burst and Prime will become full auto in both settings. So the Burst and Prime Incarnon form will be full auto. The Burst and Prime normal form will become full auto. It will be very, very convenient feeling. The weapons that are basically like good that are semi-auto that would be better if they're full auto, I'd say get some of those. This is definitely a smaller tip for sure because not everyone will be using it. It's an accessibility setting technically, it will alleviate a lot of extra stress from having to click every little enemy you see. So the list goes on. Well, we already have a list of those on my channel. Like the Strun Prime Incarnon will become full auto. The Paragale will become full auto. Like again, I have a video of this on my channel if you want to check it out. But yeah, weapons will become full auto that were not full auto. So you might want to get some things that are worth checking out. All right, and as far as the last tip here, it's going to be actually a pretty cheeky one. I'd say get the Shivering Contagion mod, which drops from the new Kavia missions. The Shivering Contagion mod, now if you didn't watch my video on this like a month ago, I don't blame you, but the Shivering Contagion mod is going to be extremely, this might get nerfed in the Jade Shadows update. That's how good I'm expecting this to be. Enemies affected by cold have a 30% chance to spread that status to other enemies within 6 meters. Reminder, cold procs will freeze enemies solid and give them increased critical damage. So what that's going to mean is that with this, your cold procs will be chaining to nearby enemies. Only 6 meters to be fair. But with that Glaxion I just showed you, you will be cold procking enemies. They will spread those cold procs to nearby enemies, which will stack on top of the ones you're already putting on them to instantly freeze enemies, and it's just going to be nuts, honestly. So if you don't have this mod will work on all of your stuff if it's equipped on your Sentinel. Yes, that is actually the case. So if I put this on my Sentinel like I have it right now, and I put on the Glaxion, this Glaxion would have the effects of Shivering Contagion while I'm just, it's on my Sentinel. So that's going to be great. It also works on Frost abilities too, Shivering Contagion. So I would say a high priority, it's not an expensive mod, it's probably like 10 Plat if that. Get the Shivering Contagion mod for these new meta changes. And again, I'll have a video on the blast changes on Thursday. But yeah, as of right now, looking like cold procs, corrosive procs, going to be getting, a lot more highlighted here. So that's going to be basically it for the video, guys. Hope you found it fun and helpful. If you have any tips or things that you think that I forgot for as far as prep guide is concerned, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll take a look at them. But yeah, the Jade Shadows update will be pretty fun, and it's not going to be it's not going to be like the July up. It's not like Warframe 1999. Basically, it's not going to have extremely there's not like a new planet. There's going to be a new mission. There's going to be a new frame. And there's going to be some big, like, status changes and, like, health changes and all that kind of stuff. Things that are for, like, already existing players, not things to bring in new players. So this will be a medium-sized update, but I'm still excited for it, and I hope that you are as well. So see you guys next time. Take it easy, and peace.